Welcome back to another edition of Ash's Fantasy Facts here on ArizonaSports.com. Believe it or not, we are already into week number 6 of the NFL. It's moving and grooving, and hopefully your team is as well. Bye-week teams, we got 6 of them once again going into this week's action, so make sure you take notice before you set your roster. Those bye teams are Arizona, at least they can't lose, Denver. We've also got a couple other teams that are going to be missing: Kansas City, San Diego, Seattle, and Tennessee. That's a lot of fantasy footballers out there that won't be available for your roster. Let's get it going. As always, we'll start at the quarterback position. 2 quarterbacks I really like going into this week's action. One is Eli Manning. Yeah, the other Manning, the healthy one. He and the New York Giants have a nice matchup against Buffalo at home. Now, they were disappointing last week, losing to Seattle. I think Manning and the Giants bounce back in week 6. And I also really like the matchup at quarterback for Rex Grossman. You know why? They're playing Philadelphia. Everyone else is putting up big numbers against the vaunted Philadelphia Eagles defense. Why not Rex Grossman and the Washington Redskins? Now, a couple tread lightlies at the quarterback position this week, and one of those guys is on Philly, Michael Vick. I have him in 2 leagues. I'm very nervous about this week and really going forward because the Eagles are a mess. They're 1-4. This was supposed to be the dream team. What is going on? And they're taking on Washington this week, and Washington's defense, relentless. They get after it. They're going to pressure Michael Vick. I don't like Michael Vick this week, so if you have a better alternate at your backup and he has a good matchup, throw him in there and let Vick sit on the bench and think about it for a week. I also don't like the matchup for Ryan Fitzpatrick and Buffalo. The Bills going to New York. Now, the Bills are a red-hot team. Everyone's loving what they're doing. I get it. They're going to New York to take on the Giants. I don't like that matchup at quarterback. Now, let's move on to the running back position. A couple running backs I'm liking this week in the NFL. One is going to be James Starks, running back for the Green Bay Packers. Look, the Packers are going to get up big on St. Louis, so James Starks is going to get the bulk of the carries. They're going to try to run out the clock, and I think James Starks, who's been good, not great, will have his first great game of the year. Look for big numbers for Starks at the running back position. I also like Ahmad Bradshaw, the running back for the Giants. Again, I'm really kind of liking that Giants-Buffalo matchup, if you can tell. I would definitely give Ahmad Bradshaw a chance, as Brandon Jacobs is still not 100%, so Bradshaw will get a bulk of the carries there. Couple of tread lightlies that we're going to go with at the running back position this week. One of those guys who actually is coming off a big week and has had a couple big weeks, DeAngelo Williams of the Carolina Panthers. I do not like their matchup against Atlanta on the road. Atlanta's got to be ticked off. They lost at home to Green Bay last week. This is a big division game. Look for Atlanta to bring it, and look for DeAngelo Williams not to get a ton of yards. And I also want to tell you to tread lightly with Steven Jackson at the running back position. The Rams, they're banged up. Steven Jackson's still not 100%, and they're going up against Green Bay. Green Bay's rush defense, one of the best in the NFL, so I'm going to tread lightly there. Let's move on to the wide receiver position. Couple wideouts I'm liking this week in week number 6. One used to be Tom Brady's favorite target. He's not anymore. Wes Welker is, but I think Deion Branch could have a good game this week. He had a pretty good game last week, and I'm looking for more from the veteran. So Deion Branch could be kind of one of those sleeper guys at the wide receiver position. And I also like, on Monday night, the lights will be on for Plaxico Burress. Yeah, he's out of jail. He's back in the NFL. You know there will be a lot of focus on him, and I think he puts up some big numbers against the Miami Dolphins. Let's tread lightly with a few different wide receivers this week. One of the guys, actually it's a whole team, the Houston Texans. I'm staying away from all their guys this week because I just don't like the matchup against Baltimore. I think this is where Baltimore lets Houston know, hey, you're good, but you're not the cream of the crop of the AFC just yet. So Kevin Walter, Jacoby Jones, I'm staying away from both of those guys at wide receiver this week for the Houston Texans. And my other tread lightly, again, with the Buffalo Bills, is going to be Stevie Johnson. I just think the Giants, for some reason, are going to bring it this week, and Buffalo might have that first real hiccup of the year. Time now to move on to the sleeper of the week. You know, the guy that you didn't think much of, but I'm telling you, could have a really nice game in week number 6. Week 6's sleeper of the week is Andy Dalton, the rookie quarterback for the Cincinnati Bengals. He's put up some decent numbers so far this year. He's been a pleasant surprise for the Bengals, replacing Carson Palmer. And this week, they've got the Indianapolis Colts. If you're in a jam, your guy's on a bye, so you had Phillip Rivers. If Andy Dalton's out there and you don't like your backup, throw him in there. I think he puts up good numbers in week 6. Andy Dalton, the sleeper of the week. And now we go to the dud of the week, the guy that's just not going to get it done, even though you think he might. The dud of the week this week, again, back to that Houston-Baltimore matchup, quarterback Matt Schaub. Baltimore has a tendency to make you look bad when you are a quarterback in the NFL. No Andre Johnson. You could see that hurt them a little bit last week. I'm telling you, I really like the matchup for Baltimore, and I don't think Matt Schaub puts up good numbers. That's it. That's how we do it. That's Ash's Fantasy Facts for week number 6. A reminder, 6 teams, once again, are on a bye. You're going with Arizona, Denver, Kansas City, San Diego, Seattle, and Tennessee. Again, a lot of fantasy guys out there, so make sure you double-check your roster, get it in on time, and good luck in week 6.